Portland police say a woman was killed in a hit-and-run crash on Forest Ave last night. Police say it happened around 9:15 and the driver took off. Police say the victim was a 57-year-old woman. They've not released her name while family members are being notified. Witnesses described the vehicle as a dark-colored pickup truck that was headed toward Portland. Police are asking anyone who might have seen what happened to give them a call. Police are searching for a suspect who they say shot at an officer in Sanford early this morning. Police say it happened near Shaw Street and Lebanon Street as an officer was trying to make a traffic stop. The officer was not hurt, but police have been searching the Springvale area to find out who fired the shots. Police say there is no danger to the public. Alex Haskell will have much more from Sanford at 6. Canada says it will match U.S. tariffs dollar for dollar, adding up to more than $20 billion. Canadian officials announced new tariffs up to 50% on more than 700 American goods. Steel and aluminum face some of the highest taxes. Canada has also suggested cutting off some exports completely. That includes electricity, which could leave parts of New York, Michigan, and Minnesota in the dark. It comes in response to the tariffs the U.S. imposed on Canadian paper, lumber, alcohol, and dairy products. Canada's Minister of Finance said it was important for the country to respond.
This is an unprecedented challenge imposed on Canada. But Canada will meet the moment. Canadians will meet the moment. We will meet the moment together.
Canada's new tariffs on the U.S. are scheduled to take effect on September 8th. And those tariffs could have a mixed impact on Maine's economy. News Center Maine's Christian Harza gives us a closer look at how this could impact our state and what political candidates are saying in response.
Canada must respond. And today we are in a proportionate, targeted, and strategic way.
The $20 billion in retaliatory tariffs could drastically change U.S.-Canada relations, says Canadian researcher and Maine Business School professor Stefano Tejerina.
I don't think that we are going to go back and mend this situation.
After NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement, was signed over 30 years ago, Tejerina says many businesses in Canada looked to the U.S. for customers, and many U.S. businesses looked to Canada for cheaper labor because of the cheaper dollar.
As a business person, you might think, well, I might have to relocate because even though I have a currency advantage, the 50% tariff doesn't let me take advantage of that opportunity anymore.
For Maine specifically, weekend or dormant wood products and canning factories get new life.
The labor force and the know-how is still alive. So these are things that could revive quickly.
Maine's political candidates on a whole oppose the tariffs. In the governor's race, Republican Bobby Charles wrote, "A trade war with our northern neighbor, Canada, is unwise and will harm Mainers." Independent Rick Bennett wrote, "When trade talks collapse and tariffs jump, our border communities, producers, retailers, and families feel it." Democrat Hannah Pingree, "A tariff is a tax. It shows up in groceries, energy costs, and now in a new long list of goods that will just increase prices for Maine families." At an event on Saturday, Republican Senator Susan Collins spoke to media.
I still think imposing new tariffs on Canada is a mistake.
A campaign spokesperson for her Democratic competitor, Troy Jackson, wrote, "Troy sees Trump's tariffs for what they are, a tax on Maine families and small businesses." And in the open race for Congressional District 2, Democrat Matt Dunlap wrote, "These tariffs are raising costs on groceries, houses, and pretty much everything Mainers buy." And Republican candidate and former Governor Paul LePage, "I do believe a fair deal which benefits people on both sides of the border is possible. I hope we can de-escalate and get the Canadians back to the negotiation table."
Then you have, of course, the hospitality and tourism industry.
Tejerina expects those industries to struggle even more after Maine tourism already dropped a third from 2024 to 2025.
So that industry will have to reinvent itself.
And attract more American tourists to cover the gap. Christian Harsa, News Center Maine.
ISO New England, which runs Maine's electric grid, says that it does not expect any supply issues from reduced Canadian electricity exports. However, it says if exports are reduced or eliminated, the region could see wholesale costs and emissions increase. Tributes are pouring in for Dolly Parton after family members announced her death this afternoon. Family members say she died peacefully Tuesday at her home in Nashville. Parton recently missed the opening of a new ride at Dollywood because of ongoing health issues. She's remembered for writing more than 3,000 songs in her decades-long career, including Jolene and 9 to 5. Parton also won 11 Grammys, but she's also remembered for giving back. Her Imagination Library has given 300 million books to kids all over the world. In December 2023, Dolly announced plans to expand her program in Maine.
Now, we have plenty of work ahead, but I'm thrilled that we'll be working with Lori Fisher and her state library to ensure that every young child in Maine has access to books early in life. So happy reading, Maine, and remember that I will always love you.
Dolly Parton was 80 years old. We'll be right back.